Leisha is one of my spiritual coaches. She is a friend, a dear, dear, dear human being to me. She is a psychic intuitive, a coach, and so many other things.
And that's the most important step in healing anything, is to connect with it. You've just got to own that it's there. You've got to be willing to own your internal reality. You don't really need to know what to do with it or how to heal it. That actually just starts to happen once you agree within yourself that you're going to connect with it and feel it.
I feel such comfort in hearing you say that, because that's exactly how I've been feeling. I've been feeling elation and this kind of joy and this peace, this real peace. But I do have Leisha here. You can see her.
Hi.
Ready for the session. I think this is fine. We can start. It seems like everything is connected, which means that we will be able to, hey Roderick, we will be able to connect with you throughout the session, which is great. I was telling Leisha that I did a meditation this morning because I know there's been so much interference lately, guys. And so I did a meditation just to clear the house and the space and myself, and just ask for a beautiful, non-interruptive session with Leisha today. For those of you who have just joined, Leisha is one of my spiritual coaches. She is a friend, a dear, dear, dear human being to me. She is a psychic intuitive, a coach, and so many other things. It's too much to actually sum up in one little sentence. So I'm going to ask her to actually introduce herself. Leisha, welcome. How are you doing today?
Hello. Hi, Susanna. Hi, everyone. Very well. Very happy to be here with all of you and share my message, share a little bit about my experience, what I've been perceiving, what I've been feeling throughout this incredible time on planet Earth. So yeah, I mean, that pretty much does sum it up. I'm a psychic intuitive. I've been a psychic my whole life, really. It's kind of developed into a profession in the last 10 years, however, working with one-on-ones and group transformation. And it's been a lot recently about what's happening in the collective. So we're all in that right now. You know, we're all experiencing an intense time, an interesting time, and on many different levels.
Absolutely. You know, Leisha, I was reading a post this morning, which was so wonderful. It was such a great perspective, but it was that there has never been a greater collective show of love that is happening right now in the universe, because everybody is being aware of others and staying inside, not only to protect themselves, but actually to protect others more so than ever before. Protect the ones that cannot protect themselves within this situation. And I think that's things that I'm really passionate about, specifically right now. I've always been, but how do we focus on the light? You know, there are gifts within this virus, what it is bringing to the planet. And maybe we can discuss what you've been guided from a spiritual perspective and from a consciousness perspective. Why has this come into being, and what are some of the gifts that we can share with people?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I mean, just on a simple daily level, me and my husband this morning, we were saying how on our morning walk, everyone is smiling more. You know, everyone's kind of greeting each other from a distance more, you know, in this kind of way to express love and care without even knowing each other. Like, we've noticed that in our community, and that's a very small example of what's going on across the planet. Because the irony, of course, is that we are isolating many of us. We are physically distancing many of us, but we're actually feeling more emotionally connected and more energetically connected than ever, even if we're not having that physical contact. So maybe I'll just share, my spiritual perspective and the guidance that, I've been receiving about what's going on from the highest levels. Like you said, this is an unprecedented event on planet Earth. And the reason for that is because we have the most population right now. And we also have technology that's connecting us so that we're all a part of this. We're all engaging at different levels. And so we're really seeing these different perspectives play out and different reactions from people. Lots and lots of love and connection, and also fear and anxiety. There's this full human gamut of experience and reaction and response, which is part of its purpose. So I like to call it a purge. It's an activation. It's really drawing out of us on a very individual level and on a very collective level what needs to come into the light. Some people on the planet, some souls are definitely still choosing to be catalyzed by shock or grief or intensity to feel their internal reality, to feel what I call their wounding, because yes, there's a virus, yes, there's a global event, but what has existed within us is what's being activated. Yeah. And that isn't necessarily new, So the people that are, and there's no judgment here, everyone's, having different experiences because that's where they're at and that's where they need to be, for their healing. So people that are feeling...
When you say what has existed within us, is being activated. Can we go a little bit more into that?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's actually the most important thing I wanted to share on this call, is that our wounding existed before the virus. It exists before we have a fight with our partner. It exists before we get triggered by something in our life. The wounding is our internal reality that's in a discord, or a contraction from a previous event or a childhood wound or a past life wound that kind of acts like an imprint or a resonance within us. And when there's a major stimulus of that trigger, it becomes activated. And this is what's behind people's reactions. So there's kind of these three levels, and some people are very motivated at the moment to connect to community and volunteer and help their neighbours and support the medicos and the frontliners, and that's where their soul is guiding them, and that's wonderful. That's their soul path. The wounded side of that, or the shadow side of that, is anger. Anger that the doctors are at risk, anger that teachers are still in schools, as some people are feeling, anger at the government, anger at whatever they're feeling, is not working or not ideal. Another layer I'm seeing very strongly is people going into the us against them mentality a little bit. So, this could show up like the conspiracy theory arena, looking at the agendas behind it and the power plays, and nothing wrong with that, no right or wrong, but there's reactions in that space too that's bringing up people's wounding about us against them, rivalry and separation and the dark versus the light. And again, that's their soul path if they're going into that. But what we need to keep in mind is that whatever level we're responding in, the guidance or the message is we must bring it back to our personal responsibility, to our personal reflection about what is our internal reality at the moment. And at the soul level, that's what the message has been consistently in my work with people and with my guides, kind of talking me through what's going on the last few weeks, is that it's a massive wake-up call. It's a massive catalyst to deeply feel and connect with your internal reality at the moment, whatever that is, without judgment, but connect with it, feel it, own it, and let it rise, let it come into the light within you.
It's so interesting that you say it and exactly like that, because I think one of the oldest truths, the oldest things that we know is as within, so without. And for far too long, people haven't stopped and looked within and really nurtured and healed and developed within, and there's chaos growing and growing and growing out. And one of the things that I have loved is that I agree with you. The connection has exponentially expanded in this time. I had dinner online with my family, and everyone like all over the place, but it was so wonderful because we connected, and I haven't been living in the same city as them for 9 years. My brother for 20 years, so all of a sudden through technology, and I don't think that it's a coincidence that this is happening at a time when we have the tools to actually connect where we need to connect, but then also have been brought into a space of stillness. And the last time that I had this level of expansion, like an accelerated expansion, was when I was stopped in my tracks, when I almost died, when I got sick. And I was forced to stay still, go in and listen to what the universe was saying. And I feel like that's what the universe is doing again, but on a much larger scale. And you obviously work with wounds and helping people, because wounds do come up again and again and again, but how do we get through them with more ease and more grace and support? And this is what some of the great work that I've done with you, and it's transformed my life. That's why I wanted to share you with everyone today. Do you feel that there is going to be a collective accelerated growth in that area?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. So the way that my guides have been describing this to me is like there's this 3-wave effect that's going on. And we seem to be in this purge wave at the moment where we're highly catalyzed by this event at varying levels and varying perspectives. It really, in order for the old paradigm structures, the ego structures, the not self structures and the duality-based structures to come up big time for us, to feel and connect with. And that's the most important step in healing anything, is to connect with it. You've just got to own that it's there. You've got to be willing to own your internal reality. You don't really need to know what to do with it or how to heal it. That actually just starts to happen once you agree within yourself that you're going to connect with it and feel it. And so that's really my strongest message for people at the moment is, well, how is this making you feel? What is it triggering in you? And can you just be deeply present, intimately present with that feeling within you? That presence will actually guide you to the next step. The second wave I'm feeling is the activation and the integration. This is going to go on for a while. There's going to be ramifications in social structure, in technology, in the way that we relate, in the way that we appreciate ecosystems, the planet, each other. And that's going to take a little while to integrate and change us fundamentally forever as a unified family, human beings on this planet. The third wave that I've seen is this tremendous momentum and creativity. I mean, I've been feeling it already, and a lot of people I work with are practitioners or healers as well, and they've been feeling it already, and they've been saying things to me like, I don't know why I feel elated. I feel excited. I feel joy and a sense of peace amidst, the chaos and the uncertainty and the sadness of what is going on. And what is happening is people are tapping into their higher levels. They're tapping into their higher self that knows it's okay, that this global event is sad, and people will leave and people will pass, and there will be challenges and difficulties. But from a higher self perspective, we've actually all agreed to participate. We've actually all agreed to co-create this tremendous story that we're playing out right now in order to collapse the old and break through into a more unified reality with one another.
It's so, I feel such comfort in hearing you say that, because that's exactly how I've been feeling. I've been feeling elation and this kind of joy and this peace, this real peace, which has just been so wonderful. And then, of course, I have moments of hearing news about what's happening in Italy, and then I connect with that global pain that is happening at the moment, and then I cry, and I feel that pain as well. But so it's been quite a yo-yo for me of going from this pain to this real sense of just peace and just knowing that this is going to assist us in healing and moving to a new space in such a profound and needed way, you know. So I love that you are saying that, because then it justifies. Because yesterday I had a moment actually of feeling guilty. I was like, how can you be feeling this happy, you know, and this joyful and this at peace when this is happening around you, you know? Because I feel so privileged and so blessed, you know, to be in the position that I'm in. And of course, I do feel for everybody that is suffering, and I am doing everything I can to assist as many people as possible to move through that. Is there something, when Leisha says acknowledge, guys, when she's talking about acknowledging your feelings and your wounds are those little triggers, those things that pop up and kind of you react. You're literally reenacting an old wound, something that happened long ago, and a memory, something happens to activate, to reenact that wound. And that is your old wound. That's the thing that Leisha is talking about. So when that happens, just stop and recognize, stop and breathe and look at it and see what is happening. And that is the first step to moving through this. That's what she was talking about, if that wasn't clear for anyone. Leisha, we're going to, I know that your time is very limited today, but we're going into, you agreed to do a little healing with everyone.
Yes, I'd love to. Yes,
Let's
absolutely.
go into that, because I want you guys to experience this, because I've done many with Leisha and they are profoundly moving. And for everyone that is watching this after the recording, please know that it will be just as powerful. The energy matrix that is set up when Leisha is doing this holds that healing, so you can watch it again and again and again.
Beautiful. So just to let everyone know that when these healing processes come through, they're completely unique and organic in the moment. So I just channel through what everyone needs in this space, past, present, or future, whoever's tuning in and present here. So just take a deep breath when you're ready and close your eyes if that's helpful for you to connect to your center. Or maybe put a hand on the heart or on the belly. And just give yourself a moment to come into center. You know, where is that for you? You can let your breath slow, let your body relax. And you can imagine or allow roots, golden roots, or an anchor just to drop down into the earth, the pure power of the earth, just to ground you, to support you. And as soon as we do this, we're more able to feel where we're heightened, where our nervous system might be activated, where our thoughts might be racing or strong. When we stop, when we still, and no judgment, just lovingly observe your state coming into your heart. Become aware of a column of light coming in through your crown. This is your higher self presence, always available in every moment, always present. By tuning into the higher self, we embody that frequency of our higher levels, our higher awareness. Just imagine and allow that column of light through the crown, just to embody fully every cell, your light body, your consciousness, just to hold you and guide you through this shift. You can allow or connect to an intention at this time that you're just ready, willing, and able to disconnect from, willing to release all negativity, negative thought form, negative influence, judgment, misperception, any other form of duality or density at this time, triggers, imprints, even wounding, that isn't serving your highest experience. And as a being in a collective, we are all susceptible, no matter how conscious we are, of being influenced by the collective field, by the collective thought forms, by the global collective thought forms at this time. And as you soften down into your heart, into the embrace of your higher self, you're allowing your higher self to bring you gentle awareness. What is triggered for you? What is reacting for you? Are there judgments? Are there projections at other people, at this event, at this story? Are you feeling depleted, overwhelmed? Are there any energies coming at you from the external? And are there any negative energies coming out of you? No judgment, just observation. And you're just aware, just gently aware in any sense available to you at this time. So I can feel this first wave of release coming now, cause. So just let this energy dissolve upward through the crown into the presence of higher self, where it dissolves back into neutrality, back into one point, single origin, into neutral energy for the good use of all beings of this universe. So it is. So here are the thought forms clearing here, cause, core, effect. All negative thought form, all projection from external reality, other people's judgments, reactions, energies, and emotions. There's quite a few people on this call feeling responsible, feeling a heaviness or pressure on the shoulders, carrying the weight of this, maybe for yourself, maybe for your family or community, or for the collective. A lot of conscious beings feel this right now. And it's okay to feel it, but you don't need to carry it to the point of contraction or disempowerment, allowing yourself to release or disempowerment or negative responsibility or weight or burden or projection and negativity at this time, and releasing up through the crown to dissolve in the presence of higher self. So a lot unplugging here, a lot of threads dissolving. Just feel where you're at. Notice what you notice, no wrong or right. This is happening in the field. This is happening in the now moment, no matter when you're listening to this. And keep surrendering, letting go here. There's emotions moving through this group. If there's emotions bubbling up, feel them, honor them, allow them, and let them move right through you. Hearts are opening. There's a few tears. Let your heart open. It's safe to feel, it's safe to open, and it's safe to connect to one another. This is a time of unity. It's a time of feeling. And it's particularly a time of letting go of what isn't yours, what's not your responsibility, what's not yours to carry. This wave coming in now is your soul essence, your soul presence coming in through the crown. So just imagine, or allow your higher self to guide you, to just feel this incoming energy that is your soul essence, your unique soul presence. This energy is your truth. It's your uniqueness. It's your soul directives at this time. These are really important right now. These frequency codes tell you what is your experience, what is your aligned experience at this time. Not anybody else. What are you being guided to do, to feel? How are you being guided to move through this experience in your personal life, in your family, in your work, in the collective? And just receiving this as light, as codes, as energy through the crown, embodying into the heart, to the low belly, womb, hara space. And you're just intending to receive whatever it is you need right now to help your healing, your empowerment, and your alignment uniquely at this time. You're also remembering that this is a co-creation that you agreed to, that you're participating in. You're also remembering the divine plan, that this is to catalyze, to heal, and to awaken you on an individual level and humanity as a whole. And however that feels is right for you right now. Positive, negative, coexist. It is all welcome. It is all honored. Still just releasing negativity, letting go of what's not needed here, what's not necessary. and receiving what is needed, what is to be activated and reminded within you, embodied. Choosing that, holding that, knowing that your soul and your higher self is guiding you through this experience. And just let that integrate on all levels of your being, however it needs to for you. Grounding into the earth, grounding into your body. Big breath into your center. And gently coming back when you're ready.
I hope you guys are all back. Whoop! There goes my phone. Here it is. I hope you guys are all back. Leisha, thank you so much for that.
It's my absolute pleasure. So happy to be here.
It's so special to have you here and to have you with us. I so deeply appreciate it. And for everybody that is listening, that is tuned in, I know that there are people coming in from all over the world, and I acknowledge you and I appreciate you. I see there's a lot of thank yous coming through here, Leisha.
Blessings, everyone.
Blessings and thank you to everyone. I am so glad that you were able to tune in. And for anybody who didn't watch this live, please, I want to remind you that it is as powerful to watch the recording. So take the time, light a candle, find your center, and listen to all of this again. May it serve you well. And lots of love to you all. Leisha, blessings. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks, Susanna, and blessings to everyone that's tuned in with us on this call.
Take care. Thank you, guys. Take care. Lots of love.
Bye, everyone.